Good morning. Welcome to All Souls Unitarian Universalist Church, a liberal faith tradition in Braintree, Massachusetts, since 1833. As Unitarian Universalists, we covenant to affirm and promote the inherent worth and dignity of all persons as we engage in an ongoing search for truth and meaning. Whoever you are, whomever you love, however you inhabit your body, and wherever you are on life's journey, you are welcome into the life of this beloved community. My name is Don Swanson. I serve on the Sunday Service and Music Committee, and it's my pleasure to be your service associate this morning. If you're visiting us for the first time, or would like to reach out, or would like us to reach out to you, please click on the link provided in the chat to submit a connection card, and we'll be happy to follow up with you. Everyone will remain muted during the service unless you wish to participate in the sharing of joys and concerns, at which time you may raise your hand and unmute your mic when we call your name. Our services are recorded, except for our shared joys and concerns, and posted on YouTube channel weekly. Please have a pencil or pen and paper ready for a brief meditation exercise during the sermon. If you would like to activate the closed caption feature on your screen, click the CC icon at the bottom of your screen and select Live Transcript. After the service, everyone is invited to stay online to attend our virtual coffee hour. Our minister, the Reverend Beau Rivers, will be leading our service today. And now for our chalice words. For centuries, people have told stories, celebrated life, and approached the ultimate while gathered around a fire. Today, as we light this chalice, may the hearth fire of our hearts be rekindled. May our stories be retold. And may we celebrate life anew as we approach what is of ultimate value.
Chalice, chalice, burning bright, help remind us with your light of how we like to live each day, with love and truth helping lead the way.
And now we light this green candle to affirm our commitment to care for the planet that is our home. And please join singing along with Mike for our covenant.
We covenant to create a caring, affirming, and inclusive community that invites each of us to become our best self. We covenant.
Good morning, everyone. You needn't worry about having a pencil and paper ready for this service. That is a vestige that from last service. Don didn't know. I forgot to delete it. So we're good, just as you are. As we enter the holiday season and contemplate how we might honor and celebrate our loved ones, media outlets inundate us with wonderful gift ideas wrapped with the promise of prestige or happiness. This service will explore the essence of gift giving and consider the value of true happiness. Our opening hymn is "'Tis a Gift to Be Simple." Please join Don and I in our responsive reading by Paula Flynn. Each day is a gift of time with which to create.
To build, to give, to grow, to live simply.
A gift of opportunity to listen and to really hear.
To touch and to really feel. To reach out to the soul of another.
To connect more deeply with your own.
To be open, to be free.
To be you. A gift of beauty, an invitation to the joy and the blessings of nature.
The warmth of sunshine or the freshness of rain.
The stillness of the mountains.
Or the passion of the sea.
To recognize the miracles of everyday things.
And the magic in everyone.
A gift of hope, that gray skies will grow sunny.
Rain clouds will bring rainbows, stars will shine brighter,
A gift of life.
and all of its goodness.
Each day is a gift of love. May it be so. Each week we take time to share our important joys and concerns, so all of us might join in the celebration and help carry the burden. We begin our time of sharing by lighting a candle of joy and concern. If you wish to share an important sorrow or joy from your heart, I invite you to unmute your mic and raise your hand so we may call you by name. Or you may enter it in the chat where someone will read it aloud for us. I add this last gem to our communal vows for all that remains unspoken in our hearts. Spirit of love, we lift up those who have experienced the loss of a significant person in our lives, who have saved us on more than one occasion. And for the concern and uncertainty of coworkers or family members who have been recently diagnosed with COVID-19. Spirit of life, we give thanks for the celebration of hallmark events in the life of this community, and for the volunteer and financial support of those who help create this community. May we, who have an abundance of blessings, reach out to those in need of our love and care. For all that is spoken and unspoken, let us now take a moment of silent meditation. Our reading this morning is by Richard Gilbert. The gifts that matter most have no weight. They are without substance, often woven into some simple token. They are given to us by the hand of life in grace, like moonlight on fresh fallen snow, or frost delicately etched on a window pane. A crackling fire beside bright because of who is there, or aromas of cooked food betokening a family feast. Reunions of those long separated, and memories of Christmas past, gone but not forgotten. Anticipations of the new year yet to be. Gift givers whom we love, and the gift of life itself. Let us take time to gather these gifts in our hearts. You too are a gift to this beloved community. Each week we have an opportunity to give thanks for the blessings we have received in our lives and in the life of our church community. Our offering is a chance to give back in support of the work and outreach of our church. You may submit your offering electronically by following the link in the chat, or you may mail it to All Souls at the address also provided in the chat. At this time, our morning offering will be given and received. Thank you, Jacob. That was wonderful. Gifts that matter most have no weight. How's that possible? When I was 6 years old, my oldest brother was 19. He had gotten married and left home that summer. And it was a time of transition in our family. There would be one less place to set at the table, and my siblings and I wondered who would sit in his chair and eat all the leftovers. Then there was someone new to welcome that Christmas. As my brother and his wife entered our house laden with gifts, my mother was overwhelmed with the simple joy of his presence. I remember the gift he gave me that year. It was a small toy Jeep, convertible. And I remember it most for two reasons. As a genderqueer child, I was so happy it wasn't a doll. And because he got on the floor with me to play with it. With our heads nearly touching, he showed me how to remove the top, fold down the windshield, and open the doors. It was made of metal, and best of all, he said, "It doesn't need gas." Then he stood up and left my world to mingle with his wife and the other adults. I loved that Jeep. Long after I stopped playing with it, it decorated my room because it made my heart smile. It greeted me when I came home from college during school breaks. And my mother saved it when she converted my bedroom into a sewing room and gave it back to me when I rented my first apartment. I still have that Jeep. And while it may no longer decorate my home, the love it represents still decorates my heart. The gift my brother gave me that Christmas was not a Jeep. It was the time he took to enter my world and touch my heart. The Jeep is a symbol of enduring love in times of separation. Gifts that matter most have no weight. UU minister David Blanchard draws a distinction between presents and gifts when he says, presents are the sort of things that fit on lists, complete with size and color preference. Presents are the sort of things we're smart enough to ask for. Gifts, on the other hand, are altogether different. We don't usually think to ask for them, perhaps because we think we don't deserve them or don't want to risk expressing the need. Maybe we don't even recognize the need ourselves. Gifts differ from presents because no matter what form they take, they always represent something greater, something deeper, something more enduring. They are about things like love, respect, and affirmation. It is a tremendous gift to touch the heart of another, to say to them, because of you, I am blessed. Perhaps there's someone on your gift list this year who has everything they could ever need or want. For my siblings and me, that person was always our mother. And one year when I had no money and there were no gifts to bring, my mother called and asked if I could come by a little early on Christmas Eve to drive her to church because the sidewalks were too slippery for her to walk. I had left the Catholic Church as a young adult because it does not welcome or affirm my call to ministry as a lesbian. But I knew my mother's faith was the glue that held our family together. So when I dropped her off, she thanked me for the ride and told me exactly where to pick her up to avoid the usual traffic jam. As I navigated my way through the bustle of a church parking lot on Christmas Eve, something very unusual happened. A car pulled out right in front of me, blocking my exit to the street, and leaving the best parking space in the entire lot empty. How does a person refuse such a thing? So I pulled into the parking space and decided to wait in the car. But when I noticed the gas gauge begin to dip, I turned off the engine, and it wasn't long before I started to shiver in the cold. So I decided the church foyer might be a good place to wait. As the heat slowly penetrated my clothing, my body started to relax, so I looked in the foyer for one of the usual folding metal chairs, but there were none to be found. An usher emerged from one of the side doors to the sanctuary and asked if there was anything he could do to help me. "No, thank you," I said. I'm just waiting for someone. Then I stood there in a quandary as I heard the Christmas music begin to play. Reluctant to go in and sit down, reluctant to remain standing in the foyer for the next hour and a half, I searched for something to read, only to discover the literature rack was literally empty. I couldn't possibly find my mother in a sea of holiday worshipers, I thought. And just then, like the pearly gates to heaven, the double doors to the sanctuary opened up and nobody came out. So I leaned in to survey the situation, and lo and behold, there she was, sitting just a few rows in at the end of the pew. It appeared to be standing room only, with people lined up the back row and down the side aisles. But I noticed my feet seemed to have a mind of their own, so the rest of me went along for the ride. And as I approached my mother, I noticed how deep she was in prayer, so I lightly touched her on the shoulder, and she simply slid over without even bothering to raise her head. I just sat there in wonder, calculating the improbable odds of such a series of circumstances that led me to this moment, until she opened her eyes and saw it was me. Her jaw dropped in shock and amazement, and as we stood up to sing, she turned full body, looking up at me, she's shorter, with such a powerful expression of awe, wonder, concern, and excitement, eager to learn how her prayers had just been answered. So I looked at her and I shrugged my shoulders and said, "Oh, it wasn't me." It was always difficult for my mother to express her love with words. But the love she conveyed to me in that church pew was palpable, and I still feel it to this day. Late that night, as we hugged and said goodbye, she thanked me for the best gift I had ever given her. I couldn't imagine what I had done until she said, "You sat with me in church." She was now, since our father died, she was now left alone to sit in the church pews. She could ask for a ride to church and be sure of my response. But out of respect for me and perhaps fear that I might reject her, she could not ask me to join her in the celebration of the Mass. That would have to be freely given. And so it was. On that day, our love deepened. Gifts that matter most have no weight. They are invisible and felt only through the heart. In 2009, some of you may remember the science fiction film Avatar, written and directed by James Cameron. A princess of the Na'vi people named Neytiri encounters the avatar of a human named Jake on the alien planet Pandora. The Na'vi people are indigenous to Pandora, and their existence is threatened by humans, who mine the planet for its abundant supply of a valuable mineral called unobtainium. In human form, Jake is a paraplegic Marine veteran. When he assumes the form of an avatar, he is able-bodied and experiences a new way of life among the Na'vi people, who value peace and live in harmony with their environment. Ultimately, Jake allies himself with the Na'vi people to save Pandora from the exploits of his own species. And moved by this transformation of Jake's allegiance, Neytiri gazes into the eyes of her beloved avatar and says to the one who lives within, "I see you. I see your essence, and it is beautiful in my eyes. I know your heart, and I am blessed by your being." Jake had entered the world of the Na'vi people and was transformed by what he experienced. The gifts that matter most have no weight. It is a tremendous gift to touch the heart of another, to say, "I see you, and because of you, I am blessed." There is one nephew in our family who is especially talented in everything he does, to the extent that there's nothing he cannot do and do well. He barely attended elementary school and dropped out of middle school because it didn't challenge his mind. His expertise and skills are in constant demand, and his phone never stops ringing. So I'm privileged when he's able to block out an entire day to help me solve some of the larger problems that come with being a homeowner. Like when the pipes froze in the mudroom one winter and burst. On this particular day, he asked me for a pencil so that he could measure and mark the materials to insulate the mudroom floor. So I sharpened a new pencil and gave it to him. We started early and worked side by side in the crawl space under the floor well into the night. When the job was finished, he thanked me for the pencil and handed it back to me. I looked at the nub in the palm of my hand and laughed because he hadn't even used the eraser. In fact, the eraser was larger than what was left of the wooden pencil. He thought it still had some utility and suggested I not throw it away. I thought it would make a good eraser, so I left it on the kitchen table. In the months that followed, I contemplated on that pencil whenever I sat at the table. How many of us use up the lead in the pencil of our lives before we wear out the eraser? It seemed to me what was left of this tiny pencil was a testament of his genius. So that Christmas, I framed the pencil in a small shadow box and wrote on the back, "When you see this pencil, I hope it reminds you of our day together and how gifted you truly are." Accustomed to receiving power tools at Christmas, my nephew couldn't imagine what was in such a tiny, lightweight box. And when he unwrapped the present, he immediately recognized the tiny pencil. And as he read the inscription on the back, I held him in my gaze from across the room, and from the depth of my heart said, "I see you." As I explained the significance of the tiny pencil to others, the magnitude of his delight had the power to transform the darkest night into the brightest day. Later that evening, he told me he has never taken the time to decorate his home because he's only there when he's sleeping. And he also doesn't like clutter, so he doesn't keep stuff unless it serves a purpose. But he said this gift was going on his dresser so he could see it at the start and end of each day. Gifts that matter most have no weight. They are without substance, woven into the simple token. They are given to us by the hand of life in grace, like moonlight on fresh fallen snow, frost delicately etched on a window pane, crackling fireside bright because of who's there, aromas of cooked food betokening a family feast, reunions of those long separated, memories of Christmas past, gone but not forgotten, anticipations of the new year yet to be, gift givers whom we love, and the gift of life itself. The gifts that matter most have no weight. So, gentle people, let us recall all those gifts that matter most in our hearts, the Jeeps, the pencils, and those special moments with loved ones, and receive their enduring grace anew. And may we see in the stranger in our midst and recognize their essence as our own. May we welcome the mystery in our lives, and may we bless one another with our many gifts this holiday season. May it be so. Our closing hymn is "It Came Upon a Midnight Clear."
It came upon the midnight clear, that glorious song of old, from angels bending near the earth to touch their harps of gold. Peace on the earth through all goodwill, from heaven news we bring. The world with solemn stillness lay, to hear the angels sing. Still though above the skies they come, with peaceful wings unfurled, and still their heavenly music floats o'er all the weary world. Above the sad and lonely place, they bend on hovering wings, and ever o'er its boundless house the blessed angels sing. But with the woes of war and strife, the world has suffered long. But 'neath the angels' strain have rolled 2,000 years of wrong, and we who fight the wars hear not the love song which they bring. Oh, hush the noise of battle strife, and hear the angels sing. For lo, the days are hastening on, by prophets ours foretold, when with the ever-circling years comes round the age of gold, when peace shall over all the earth its ancient splendors fling, and the whole world give back the song which now the angels sing.
May we see the stranger in our midst and recognize their essence as our own. May we welcome the mystery in our lives, and may we bless one another with our many gifts this holiday season. May it be so. as we extinguish the flame of this chalice, may each of us carry its light into every day of our lives. Blessed be.
We'd like to give special thanks to the following people. Our virtual usher, Mary Mitchell, Zoom host, Alicia Jaromin, musician, Jacob Clapper, service assistant, me, Don Swanson, and minister, Reverend Beau Rivers. And upcoming events here at All Souls are our connection circles, Mondays at 3:30 p.m. That's open conversation. Fridays at 10 a.m. It's not meeting this Friday. Winter Solstice Eve service is at 6 p.m. Monday, 12:20, outdoors on the Quincy Common. Christmas Eve service, 6 p.m. Friday, 12:24, and after Christmas field trip service, virtual or in person at Old Ship in Hingham. That's at 10:20 in the morning, Sunday, 12/26. So the winter service, winter solstice eve service, we need 2 volunteers, 2 readers to call in the directions. And I think Tom is going to talk about the pop-up bake sale. Is that correct, Tom?
Sure. Just a reminder, Dickens isn't really over until all the baked goods are gone. And we're having a sale on them right now. We have some of everything left. If people could contact me and tell me what they'd like, that would make sure that you don't get shut out on this. Things like fudge brownies that so many people have enjoyed Kathy's recipe over the years, and Toll House cookies where in a bag you can get three bakers' version of the same recipe, Toll House recipe. It's really interesting how you can get a variety there. Pickup can be Thursday at the Parish Hall. Mary and I will be there from 7 to 8:30 with Christmas music playing. And if people want to stop in, say hello, chat, that would be wonderful.
Wear your masks, though.
And yes, we will have masks on, but you'll still recognize us. And hopefully some people will buy some things. Thank you.
Also, if you can't be there, we'll be happy to try to arrange, if you're not too far away, to arrange to deliver or meet you with what you want.
Yes, we'll be flexible.
You
And
guys
now,
So now we have the winners of the raffles. If you are not aware of what the raffles were, then you missed out because they were pretty fabulous this year. Gonna go ahead and hit play. Maggie put this together for us.
Here are the Dickens Festival raffle winners for 2021. If you won a gift certificate or a gift card, we will be mailing that to you. If you won something larger, we will be in touch with you to arrange for pickup or shipment of the item. Thank you to everyone who supported All Souls Church and the Dickens Festival by buying raffle tickets. Let's get to it. Prize number 1, the Boston Harbor painting by Michael Domina, goes to Don Swanson. Prize number 2, the Wave Crash painting, also painted by Michael Domina, goes to Sandra Langley. Prize number 3, the handcrafted crochet adult hat and scarf in rainbow colors made by Diana Althouse, goes to Alicia Jaromin. Prize number 4, the handcrafted crochet child poncho and Elsa hat with the doll poncho for an 18-inch doll made by Diana Althouse, goes to Dot McCafferty. Prize number 5, Condita Meister Fine Pastries gift certificate, 1 of 2, goes to Marianne Chasen. Prize number 6, the Landry's Bicycle gift card, goes to Stephen Cobble. Prize number 7, the Condita Meister Fine Pastries gift certificate, 1 of 2, goes to Jean Ward. Prize number 8, lottery scratch tickets, goes to Margaret Dowd. Prize number 9, the Visa gift card, goes to Carolyn Leonard. Prize number 10, the Vanilla Visa gift card, goes to Susan Scott. Prize number 11, the Legal C-Bar gift card, goes to John McCarthy. Prize number 12, the Capitol Grill gift card, goes to Laura Fabonio. Prize number 13, the BJ's gift card, goes to Jane Fogg. Prize number 14, the lottery ticket tree, goes to Kelly Kinsman. Prize number 15, the Quarry Restaurant gift card, 1 of 2, goes to Elizabeth Regan. Prize number 16, the Quarry Restaurant gift card, 1 of 2, goes to Catherine Hansen. Prize number 17, Good Health Natural Foods gift certificate, 1 of 2, goes to Janet Lawn. Prize number 18, Fratelli's Pastry Shop gift certificate, goes to Diana Althouse. And prize number 19, Good Health Natural Foods gift certificate, 1 of 2, goes to John Cubble. Congratulations to all our winners. And thank you to our generous sponsors for donating these prizes.
So now we invite you to stay on screen for our virtual coffee hour coming up next. And thank you for being with us this morning, and have a great week.